Deep breath in. And as you breathe in, imagine breathing in a resourceful feeling of relaxation. And as you exhale, just get a sense that any feelings of tension or stress start to leave your body in your outward breath. Breathing in that resourceful feeling of relaxation, and notice that as you exhale with your eyes closed, you're able to scan your body for any feelings of tension. And just give permission to those parts of your body to let go of that tension. Tension is necessary when you're walking or running or moving or standing. But right here and now, that tension is unnecessary. So allow that tension to be released. Now, breathing in that resourceful relaxation, feeling the tension is melting away. That's it. I want you to use the power of your imagination to imagine a large circus tent. I want you to imagine that you're seeing it from the outside. And I want you to imagine its blue skies, maybe the occasional fluffy white cloud. And I want you to get a sense that that circus tent is a place that you will perform. You understand that performing is taking risks. You have a sense that there is an element of judgment from everyone in the audience. But you have one objective. And that objective is to connect with just one person in the audience, to give them a real emotion, a real experience, a memory. I want you to imagine that you're walking into the circus tent. And I want you to imagine that right now it's just rehearsals. There is no one in the stands. There's a few people just walking around, and you're there just to practice. I want you to notice there is a large safety net under 2 trapezes. I want you to get a sense of the confidence that you have in taking risks is proportionate to your belief in that safety net. That if that safety net wasn't there at all, you'd be more cautious. You might do things that are less impressive for the audience. But I want you to look at that safety net. Check the safety net. Realize that that safety net is strong and sturdy. And no matter how high you fall from, that safety net just will take all of the weight. It will protect you. And that enables you to be the most authentic version of you on those trapeze. I want you to imagine that there is a partner on the other trapeze and feel what it would feel like to swing. I want you to get a sense that the trapeze at some level represents security. This could be like writing music, but then never releasing that music. And while you're attached to that trapeze, you're safe. You won't fall, but also you won't leave that trapeze and be caught by your partner on the other trapeze. That in order to give the audience what they came to see, does of course mean that you need to let go from certainty and have the courage to take a leap into the unknown, trusting that you will be caught by your partner. I want you to think of times that you've created music. And maybe you've released some music and it didn't get the response that you wanted. And I want you to get a sense that you are detaching yourself from the consequences of your creation. I want you to imagine as you feel like you're letting go from the trapeze, you're actually letting go from the safety of hesitation, but also the need for external validation. I want you to get a sense that you can like people liking your work without needing people to like your work. Feel yourself launching through the air and being caught by your partner, being swung a few times and then flying all the way back and then catching that same trapeze. And realize that a lot of that confidence came from that safety net beneath you. That knowing that if you slip or fall, or even if something happens outside of your control, the safety net is always there to catch you. And I want you to think of what is the real safety net that enables you to take more risks? What's the real safety net that enables you to be more adventurous, more creative, more innovative, more authentic? I also want you to get a sense that with this safety net there, you can decide to do new tricks on this trapeze that have never been seen before. And perhaps you wouldn't dare try them if this safety net wasn't there beneath you. In order to succeed on the trapeze, isn't it true that you have to let go? And I wonder, in your career, in your life, what are the key beliefs that you need to let go of? The key fears you need to let go of? Those worries that have been holding you back, that aren't even real. And if you're ready to let go of those things that no longer serve you, to give yourself permission to have fun, to be courageous, to be creative, knowing that whatever happens, you have a safety net and most people don't. Just let me know by nodding your head. I want you to fast forward through time and imagine it's the evening, and it's now the evening performance. Imagine that you're introduced and you come out wearing whatever clothing is appropriate to be this trapeze artist, and realize that although it's discreet and kind of hidden from the audience, that the safety net is still there. And with it being still there, it gives you the confidence to be more of a performer for the audience around. You can smile bigger. You can have more fun. Knowing that even if you fall, something is there to catch you. I want you to get a sense of what it really means in your life to be successful. There are some people that define success based on an outcome, and others that define success based on the journey or the process. And paradoxically, when you focus on the process, you increase the probability of favorable outcomes happening as a side effect. But when you focus only on the outcome, that can create pressure, stress, a spirit of perfectionism that can impede the very thing that would contribute to that success that you're pursuing. I want you to imagine that you're now swinging on the trapeze, putting on a performance, hearing the cheers of the audience, liking the cheers but not needing the cheers, appreciating the applause but not needing the applause. I want you to get a sense that from this point onwards, the true definition of success for you is authentic taking of risks. Not reckless risks, but educated risks, where you've weighed up the upside versus the downside, but it feels like the right decision for you. Having the courage to create. There are people in the world that have big dreams that have paralyzed their dreams through the fear of what other people will say or think. And those people that criticize are those that never let go of the trapeze. They're just swinging there their whole life. Having the courage to create and put something out in the world has its risks. But no risk, no reward. And how much of a risk is there really when you have this giant safety net right beneath you? I want you to find where in your body you feel that courage exists, and then expand it. Give it a color and make that color brighter. Give it a sound. Use the power of your imagination to create synesthesia, to give it a sound, a color, perhaps even a shape, and grow that courage. And realize that courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is the ability to take action in spite of fear. Cowardice is knowing the fear and then not doing anything. Courage is knowing the same fear and choosing to do that thing. And as you feel that courage grow, it gives you a sense of more ability to take those authentic risks, giving you a unique opportunity to have a genuine connection, perhaps with someone that you'll never meet and may never even tell you what impact you've made, what connection you've created. There may be clues. Anyone in an audience, someone that sends a message, perhaps a smiley face of someone near the front, but you may never know the impact that you have, and that's okay. Because success for you is having the courage to create something, knowing it has the possibility of having an impact on someone else. And notice of how much of all of this is within your control. And as things change in the future, you'll realize that you'll need your intuition to be your guide, to help you make decisions, choices, provide warnings. I want you to get a sense as to what intuition means for you. Intuition could be a feeling in your gut. Intuition could be an image, a movie of a future event that doesn't seem right. It could be a voice in your mind's ear that just asks a question. And sometimes you'll need to challenge your intuition. And sometimes what you think is your intuition won't be your intuition. It will be a fear, a worry about something that you can't control. But as you respond and listen and unlock your courage to do things anyway, you will either make great choices or you'll learn from mistakes. Either way, you're evolving forward, having the ability to make better and better choices as time goes on. I want you to prepare for an impressive stunt on that trapeze, perhaps multiple somersaults before being caught by someone else. And realize that it's impossible unless you take a risk. It's impossible unless you have courage. It's impossible unless you listen to your intuition of that exact time as to when to let go. And yet you do it anyway. You know the safety net is there. And that gives you the confidence to let go at that time when your intuition says it's the right time. You take a risk. You do that somersault. Without knowing for sure if you're going to get caught. And yet you are caught. But it only happened because you took a risk, had courage, and listened to your intuition. And then imagine you can hear the impact it's had on the audience. That you've given them a special memory, a moment. And then at the end, I want you to imagine rather than going down the stairs, you just jump there into the safety net and then climb down, realizing that that safety net was there all along to give you more confidence, to give you permission to take more risks, and to be full of integrity and not willing to compromise on your values. Imagine bowing to the audience, hearing their applause, and then I want you to imagine a single voice in that audience says something critical, designed to hurt your feelings or affect your mood. And I want you to feel that there is a force field around you, making you immune from the criticism, the heckling, the judgment of other people. And I want you to see the words bounce off this force field. Your focus is on all those smiling faces, not on the one grumpy face. I want you to get a sense that you can control your focus and you can control your response. Positively impacting people's lives will put fuel on the fire, but so will the naysayers, the critics. That will spur you on. In fact, in some ways, that will give you more energy and more determination than those smiling faces and those clapping hands. And then it's time to leave the circus tent. You go outside, look at the night sky, see the stars, perhaps the moon in the sky, and just get a sense that you have detached from the need to define success based on outcomes, and instead you're going to define it based on the creation, the journey, the process. And in doing so, you feel a sense of liberation and freedom that you haven't felt in a while, encouraging you to be more of who you are. And then feel like you return to yourself in the present, in your own body, listening to my voice now. Take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Just wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, get a sense that you're in your own body, all parts, but feel that the courage is still there, the freedom is still there, and the security of having a safety net is still there, giving you the ability to pursue exactly what you want to do on your terms, in your way, starting to count to awaken you. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake. Wide awake.